Hello and welcome to another Bad Comic Review. This time we're looking at Green Lanterns issue 44. This is part 1 of Ghosts of the Past. Now the cover's a little bit deceptive because that doesn't actually happen in here. Instead we start out with some nonsense about mosquitoes. Then we go to Jessica Cruz talking to her super feministy looking social worker slash counselor, whatever. She's got the blue hair and the knit hat, which looks a lot like one of them kitty cat hats from that march. Yep, it's dumb. And it's a bunch of psychobabble, pop psychology nonsense. And Jessica admits that she can't remember who murdered her friends, and that's like a blank spot in her head. But thankfully she gets called away to Green Lanterning, which she kind of seems to reveal her identity maybe to this counselor, which I wouldn't talk to that lady, much less tell her my secret identity. Then we go over to Petrol Bay, the free machine system, where Singularity Jane is trying to trick this robot man Autonomy Gauge with his daughter Sovereignty, and he's worried he's gonna lose custody, and it's a little goofy, I'm not gonna lie. The Green Lanterns bust in and they're arresting her as she's trying to trick this machine guy into creating a contract with her. She's sort of like a pseudo-Satan character. And the robot reacts by blasting Simon, so Simon's got to go stop him as he takes off thinking that the Green Lantern's going to take his kid away, which of course now he is, because that's actually kind of like a police procedural. And Singularity Jane is trying to talk to Jessica and convince her that she has this empty spot, and apparently this chick had been in her brain at one point, and at some point Jessica had an evil power ring of Volhoom and been a supervillain. Okay, that's interesting. I didn't know that. I don't know much about Simon or Jessica. And this chick's trying to talk her into making a deal with her. Meanwhile, Simon's got to deal with the robot, and they use this sort of MacGuffin-y trick of phasing with the ring to get the kid, and then the robot's subdued. Simon shows back up. Jessica's got this chick locked up and gagged. They take her to the Sector house and dump her off, and Simon offered to take her out to the Interstellar House of Pancakes. Really? That's dumb. Okay, you don't have to be stupid. You can make a joke without being stupid. It's not funny. You're not funny, Mr. Seeley. You're not. You're really not. Then Simon gets a phone call saying, "Hey, have you seen Jessica? This is Sarah." And he's like, "No, she said she bailed on our potential breakfast thing to go hang out with you." And she's like, "Nope, there's just a black hole here." And there's literally a giant black hole sucking up Jessica's apartment. So it looks like Jane may have gotten to Jessica. Obviously, there's something going on with her power ring lately. This was actually a pretty fun issue. Some of the dialogue is garbage. I think the plot was really good, but some of the dialogue, the pop psychology aside, because, well, most people don't actually care about that sort of thing. The jokes are not funny, but this is definitely a better book from Tim Seeley than the previous issues. I think this story arc is definitely going to be better than the superhero human trafficking, and this issue was, but it's only of part 1. We'll have to wait another week or two to get issue 45. I just picked this one up. I think it's a new issue, so hopefully it'll continue to be better than the superhuman trafficking. Artist Ronan Chloe? I don't know how that's pronounced. Did a pretty decent job. Colorist Hi-Fi did a great job. Colors were fine. Letterer Dave Sharp, great job. It was a pretty decent issue. I didn't feel ripped off for $3. This is definitely a better book than the previous story arc, and I hope it continues to get better. And I hope she fires her therapist, because that character looks ridiculous. Nobody would take you seriously as a therapist if you're wearing a stupid beanie hat and you have blue hair. Alright, so that tirade aside, this was a pretty decent book. Like I said, I didn't feel ripped off. I'd recommend it. Hopefully part 2 is just as good, at least. If it has this level of consistency, I'll keep reading the book. I've been thinking about dropping it because superhuman trafficking was a pretty big disappointment, but this actually inspired me to kind of keep with it for a few more months. But that'll do it for this one. As always, thank you so much for listening and supporting the channel, and we hope to see you on the next episode.